Hey, it's Sofia Wren, and happy Mercury Retrograde. This video is about how you can trust your intuition during weird times. First off, my name is Sofia, and if you're not familiar with me, every day on the weekdays, I post a special tarot card intuitive message, and so many people tell me these are spot on. I actually, for the last 3.5 years, have been giving professional intuitive readings to people, especially business owners and writers. And I love helping women to connect to the path of least resistance towards creating whatever their heart desires, getting their message out there, changing the world in a big way, having it all. And our intuition is a really big piece of this. And I love empowering other people to have the kind of intuitive guidance that I do in my life and that I help other people with. So a lot of people ask me about intuition, and this is sort of another video on this topic that I've talked a lot about. If you'd like to see more videos about either Mercury retrograde or intuition, check out my site, sofiawren.com, where I have listings of these on the side, my resource pages. And right now it's Mercury retrograde, which is a weird time of year. Now, I say weird and not difficult because I think it's good to stay open-minded and not decide ahead of time that it's going to be a bad thing. Sometimes there are weird times of year where something astrological is going on. You may or may not consciously be aware of it, but especially if you're a sensitive person, you probably are being affected by it, and it might help you to find out some more about what's going on astrologically by following an astrologer. I do that myself. I'm not really an astrologer, but I try to keep up on the news. And I think it's important too to acknowledge that some of us are going through transitions in our life, and that makes things weird. Changes a lot. And sometimes we're going through sort of a spiritual growth phase where we might not be able to put our finger on what the transition is, but we're about to reach a new level. These are weird times in our life when our intuition might not act the way it normally does. So if you're accustomed to having a hunch or having a gut feeling or trusting yourself, then sometimes something bad happens that you feel like, oh, why didn't I get a warning sign? Or why didn't I foresee this? Can I really trust my intuition? Is it really going to be of service to me? I had this happen when I missed a flight a few months ago, twice actually. Normally I get this really good divine timing when I can like get on a flight even if I feel like I've been late or something. Usually everything works out, but this time it was like the universe was really not cooperating with me at all. I got stuck in the shuttle for a very long time, and traffic and all these things conspired to keep me away from my flight. Then I was reissued several tickets, and there was one for the morning, and I stayed the night in the airport. I was getting breakfast, and I started to have some little worries like, oh my God, like, should it be so far away from the gate? What if it's... And I was like, okay, let me check in with my intuition the way I normally do, which is to see, like, do I have a feeling in my gut about it? Because we all have an intuitive mode that's primary to us. And I believe as we start to trust that, other modes will open up. Like, I also sometimes hear things or get an image. And my gut, it really felt like it was safe and stable to just stay where I was at breakfast and just enjoy the space and not get overly stressed. Because being stuck for like over 12 hours can be very stressful, and we just gotta rest our adrenals, right? And so I trusted that because I trust my intuition a lot. It's very important. And so I wandered over to the gate at the time I thought was an hour early, and actually I had just missed the flight. And it was devastating. I felt horrible about it. And it was only later that I realized that I was getting information. But it was in a new way that I didn't even realize was my intuition. Because there's a difference between our voice of fear and our ego and our intuition. And that's like a whole nother discussion about how to discern between those. But I was actually getting a feeling in my body, like I do, but not in my belly. It was more in my heart. And this is just an example that we get feelings and intuitions and guidance in a lot of different ways. And during weird times, perhaps like Mercury retrograde, there are changes in the way we can be guided and the way our intuition works. And we have to be, one, forgiving of ourselves and the universe for having everything be messed up, and two, be patient in expecting ourselves to change. 3, be curious and open to new things and try to have low expectations and just be open to whatever is happening. Be really aware of everything you're feeling and thinking and take things step by step. Don't be afraid to use your voice and to be authentic about what you're feeling right now, especially now Mercury retrograde in Libra, September 2015. It's really important. So if you like this video, subscribe and come visit sofiawren.com for more videos on Mercury retrograde, intuition, and more. Thanks so much for watching, you guys.